Welcome in to Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you are having a fantastic start to your week. We do have some problematic and unfortunate injury news to get to revolving around James Wiseman. Yet another setback in that knee recovery. And man, he was really looking great in those G League games for the Santa Cruz Warriors. Looked as though last week he was going to make his season debut in his sophomore campaign on Sunday. That did not happen. Instead, he didn't play against the San Antonio Spurs in another Warriors loss, and I'm not sure if Wiseman is going to join the Warriors roster this year at all. So Wiseman has been temporarily shut down due to swelling in his knee. He was recalled from the G League last week, and there was hope that he'd play on Sunday, as I talked about. And this is so unfortunate because when I watched him play for the Santa Cruz Warriors, he looked good, agile, big, athletic. He was doing some really nice things on both ends of the floor. And not only is this a blow for James Wiseman because maybe his sophomore campaign is going to be lost to injury, it's a big blow to the Golden State Warriors. I'm not sure how much he was going to contribute on their playoff roster, but they certainly could use some depth and Wiseman's talent in that front court, and now it's really going to be up to Kevon Looney as well as Draymond Green to man a lot of those center minutes, in addition to Nemanja Bjelica, who is also now back from injury. Those G League numbers, they were impressive for Wiseman, the former number 2 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. He played nearly 21 minutes per game in those 3 G League matchups, 17 points per nearly 10 rebounds, so almost a double-double week in or game in, game out, and nearly 2 blocks per night. I mean, he put on some size during his knee rehabilitation, but now he suffers his second setback after getting that surgery all the way back in April 2021, and the Warriors are certainly going to be cautious with him moving forward, which is why I'm not sure if he's going to rejoin the Warriors team this year. So you take a look at the troublesome trend. April 2021, he had that initial surgery after tearing the meniscus in his right knee. He was coming along in his recovery, even though it was delayed in December 2021 when he had to undergo that second surgery to clean it up a little bit, some loose bodies in that knee. And now in March 2021, after playing a couple of G League games, he is shut down yet again. So I want to ask Dub Nation this. Will Wiseman play this year? Let me know in the comment section right now. We love hearing from our loyal subscribers. Type P for play, type O for out. Let us know right now down below. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to Golden State Warriors Today because we're bringing you the best Warriors coverage here on YouTube year-round. Multiple videos per week covering the latest Warriors news and rumors as they gear up for another playoff run and hopefully get Steph Curry back here soon, coming off that foot injury as he was seen in a walking boot. We're going to continue to cover this team like nobody else here on the internet. Draft coverage, we got you. Free agency coverage, we got you there as well. That's why you subscribe to the channel. Steve Kerr was asked, of course, about James Wiseman. Here's what he had to say. Look, I feel terrible for James, Kerr said. I will just keep going back to the fact that he's 20 years old and he's got his whole future ahead of him. We just have to be really cautious. We've got to do what's best for him long term. So no game on Sunday. He probably won't go on the upcoming road trip with us. We'll take a pause and we'll see how the knee responds and we'll go from there. And it's not only James Wiseman going down that really hurts the Warriors right now and in the future. It's the news about Steph Curry. I mean, right when the Warriors seem to be getting healthy, trending in the right direction, playing really good basketball, Wiseman suffers a setback with the swelling in his knee, and Steph Curry, a couple of days before that, went down with that foot injury, and he might not return until the playoffs. And right now, the Warriors behind the Memphis Grizzlies for second place in the Western Conference, and I think they're going to be firmly entrenched in that 3 spot because they're going to end up losing some games here because they're a little bit shorthanded without their personal and team MVP in Steph Curry. Also lacking some depth here, and the Grizzlies continue to really soar up the Western Conference standings. So to really wish James Wiseman well, to get the good vibes flowing, we're talking about a 20-year-old basketball player who has so much potential, enormous ability. Like the video, hit that thumbs up icon to hope James Wiseman is all good at the end of the day and he's able to come back from this latest setback. Jonathan Kuminga continues to churn heads for the Golden State Warriors. That's what we're breaking down here on Warriors Today, and he's really gaining attention all across the nation from some of the best basketball evaluators out there, including Zach Lowe of ESPN. Now, you take a look at what Jonathan Kuminga has done throughout his rookie campaign. He has impacted the Dubs earlier and more so than I thought he was going to in his first year as an NBA player. He went the G League route. He didn't go to college. I looked at him as a raw prospect coming out of the G League, from the G League Ignite. And when the Warriors drafted him at 7 overall, I had made the player comp that he could down the road be a Jaylen Brown type. And I think that's been a pretty spot on comp so far, because so far in his rookie year, he's been a little bit raw, he's been a little bit inexperienced, but you certainly see just the enormous ability that he has at his fingertips. Now, season stats up to this point, they're pretty solid. 9 points per game, 3.5 rebounds. What's really impressed me is his improved shooting stroke. He's connecting on about 51% of his field goals, and I was expecting him to struggle mightily from beyond the arc. It's actually been pretty good from downtown, 33% so far in his rookie year. And a lot of people didn't expect him to really have a three-point shot in his first season in the NBA. I mean, he didn't start playing late. He watched Kobe Bryant clips. That's how he fell in love with the game of basketball, was able to come to America and really streamline himself as one of the best prospects in last year's NBA draft class. Now, since the NBA All-Star break at the end of February, he's played even better than what he's been able to do so far in his rookie campaign. And the numbers across the board, they've all increased. 13.5 points per game, 5 boards, around 51% from the deck, and 34% from beyond the arc. There were a lot of questions about his three-point stroke, but he's helped silence some of those detractors and some of those doubters who said, yeah, this guy is really just an athletic force. He has so much to work on, and while he has so much to work on, him projecting as a project, I think he's going to be able to impact the Warriors and be an elite player earlier than anybody thought. And he's going to be able to help this team this year as a rookie in the thick of a playoff race. Now, I had talked about him starting to turn heads from some national basketball evaluators earlier. That comes from Zach Lowe, ESPN. He said this about Kuminga's presence, his impact, his potential. As potent as the Warriors' beautiful game can be, to win 4 playoff series, they need players who can step up outside of that system. Guys with the oomph and straight line speed to create something from nothing. Kuminga and Jordan Poole bring that kind of jolt. Kuminga is looking more at ease within that system. He's developing feel for all these snap reads it requires, cuts, handoffs, flare screens. He's a natural fit, playoff, great shooters, rampaging through all of the space, their gravity, it creates and assaulting the 10. He has the tools to guard anyone. The Warriors have used him on Russell Westbrook. They've used him on LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Those are stars right there. Kuminga, he's made some typical rookie mistakes, there's no doubt about it, but has not looked out of his depth. And for Kuminga to guard marquee superstars like Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, he's able to guard all 5 positions on the floor with his elite athleticism. It's going to have to translate during the playoffs. When we talk about the Warriors being thin in that front court, now having to rely on just Draymond Green as well as Kevon Looney, there's a realistic scenario and a realistic situation in which Jonathan Kuminga, in the thick of a playoff series, is going to have to give the Warriors, Steve Kerr, Bob Myers, some big minutes at that 5 spot to spell Draymond as well as Kevon Looney, because they don't have a lot of other options, and he gives you such more of an athletic presence than a guy like Nemanja Bjelica, who is nowhere close to having the spark or the athleticism of Kuminga. And Kuminga can guard all 5 possessions. He can put the ball He can put the ball on the deck. He can stretch the floor a little bit like Kevon Looney cannot. And man, he continues to really just play awesome basketball in year 1. How excited are you about Kuminga from what you've seen, the highlight reel-worthy dunks, and when a guy like Zach Lowe, who is respected across all NBA circles, says what he says about Jonathan Kuminga? Let me know and scale it for me from 1 to 100. One more reminder, subscribe to Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports as we bring you the best Warriors coverage here on YouTube. Just hit that red subscribe button down below, or you can go to youtube.com/WarriorsTV. Appreciate all of you for rocking and rolling with us here on today's show. Don't forget to subscribe, of course.